All right. So this one, because we're going crazy notable bars, and it's only right that we shout out Snoop Eastwood, our partner, our business partner, our co-host, because this is one of the songs that we sometimes play to get pumped up before a pod episode. But then he always like references how this one bar is just absolutely absurd, and he's 100% right. It's a one-hit wonder, and it's funny because after this song came out, it was so prolific. It's been sampled since then, and I just assumed this guy would have had more hits after this.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm not even sure what happened to him, or if even if he's still alive. We might have to Google that after this is up, or you just might know when I
Yeah,
say it. But
right.
I'm talking about "Throw Some D's" by Rich Boy. Rich Boy selling
Mhm.
crack, boat. So um, that song was a banger,
Yeah,
still is.
still is.
From the beat to the lyrics, just I remember hearing it. That had to come out, I think, when we were in middle school. Or maybe it was
Yeah.
late middle school, early high
N
school. I'm gonna
no,
guess.
it was in high school, so more specifically, it was about our sophomore to junior year of high school. Because right when I just started driving, that song came out, and then on top of that, there was so many people that did remixes to it, and
Yes.
my favorite was the one that Andre 3 Stacks was on.
Damn, I don't even remember that one. Dude, you're gonna have to make me
Oh,
go
dude,
go in the vault.
yeah. The original song was super dope, obviously. But when the remix came, so this was obviously when LimeWire was at like its absolute peak to get unreleased music in different versions of a song. So there was a version that had Andre 3 Stacks. It had um, it had
I'm just gonna throw. Was
was
Wayne on? Would Wayne been on one of those?
Wayne had his own version, but it
Did he?
wasn't on like the
Okay.
official remix. Here,
Okay.
let me see if I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
give
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
one
Look
quick.
that up.
This is yeah. Let me see. Throw some D's.
Dude, such a banger of a song. And the beat, just when the like the horn drop, it's like, "Damn, rich boy selling that."
Yeah, and then too the sample was like a incredible. So there was one that had yeah. So this was the one. So this one had it was the extended version. So it did have Lil Wayne on it. So it had Rich
Dude, I was
Boy.
gonna say, I felt like
Yeah.
Wayne was.
So it had Rich Boy, Nelly, Rick Ross, Murphy Lee, Game, Jim Jones, and then Lil Wayne. And there was one that had 3 stacks on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, just
So
absolute.
imagine it being a one hit like a kind of a one hit wonder pretty much,
Yeah,
but
basically
having the most
prolific
popular
artist.
artist of the time to jump on your shit. That's when to me that was when the remixes were like almost like that was all that you heard on the radio was just the remix version. It was like the original version was cool, but then you couldn't wait to hear what the who was going to be on the remix.
Yeah, I remember those days, man. Because back then it was like if it was a hit song, you knew not long after whoever was a big artist was gonna hop on the remix. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, dude, there's a bar on there, and it's not even Rich Boy's bar. It's actually Polo to Don's, because Polo to Don was featured on the original song, and it's a absolutely wild bar. Because Polo Don he goes, then after we hit the club, baby, I'ma get in them draws. He's like, and I'ma break you off. He's like, every freak should have a picture of my dick on they wall,
Wow.
dude.
Yeah.
First off, okay, what an insane thing to say, dude. First off, who would actually want a picture of your dick on their wall? Secondly, who's actually gonna take that picture and expect people to put it up there, dude? It's just funny because the way Jared like breaks it down and says it, it's like it's such an absurd thing to say, and
That's so
especially
absurd.
back
Yeah.
if this would have been like what 05, 06, it was like that would have been crazy to say back then. You get
It was about
canceled.
yeah, it was about 06, 07, I would say. So even this was like even when smartphones were like iPhone was barely making its way. It
Yeah,
was like we were barely in the iPhone era.
I mean, yeah, you get canceled nowadays for saying some shit like that, dude. But
And
crazy
that shit was on
notable
the
bar.
radio too.
Yeah, it was, dude. I'm like thinking back. I'm like, I wonder if they even blanked that part out back then. Maybe I don't know if that would have been a censored thing. Maybe 107.5 or would have been what 92.3. Is that
So
still
92.3 was playing at that's Power 92.
96.3?
And then 96.3, I think at the time that was because rap music was so popular because they're a pop radio station.
Yeah.
But I think at that particular time they were playing nothing but rap records because that was what was taking over the airwaves at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, and I remember the music video was super dope too.
Yeah. He was like in the
And
projects, right? Or something
yeah,
like that, I think.
yeah, yeah. I do that. That was definitely amongst a lot of different CDs that I had burned. That was definitely within the rotation.
Yeah.
Cash Flow was definitely around that time.
Cash Flow,
DJ,
yeah.
that was when DJ
That
Khaled
song
came out
always
with
reminds me of
like,
you, bro. Every time I hear it,
oh
always
yeah, it's
reminds me.
so if anything, that was like when we used to go to parties, or like when we used to party together and stuff. That
Yeah.
was definitely in the rotation of songs that were being played, and like that was like a good party starter too. Because when you're playing beer pong and stuff like that, you need something to get you hype. Just throw it on there, and you say throw some D's, and you just
There's
hit
some
one in the
D's
back.
in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
And
hell yeah, dude.
shout out to Jared too for always making like a very absurd bar just sound way
Oh,
cooler. To
dude,
be
yeah,
honest with
Jared.
you.
If when he hones in on something, dude, and accentuates it, it becomes that much funnier. It sticks out that much more. You know.
Right. Yeah. No. Absolutely, man. Man, I'm gonna have to go listen to not only the original version,
Yeah, I
but I'm
seriously.
definitely gonna
After
have
I
to
get
listen
off,
to the
I'm gonna go
remix.
listen to the remix, dude. Because you got me like all those names that you said were like I don't even remember all those dudes being on that.
Yeah. And honestly, I would say if I remember, Three Stacks was my favorite. Jim Jones had a really dope. It was like his style was super
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And then Murphy Lee actually had
Dude,
like,
Murphy Lee. People forget that Murphy Lee had a minute, dude. Shake Your Tail Feather was one of his best ones.
yeah, he had a good solid run where he was either featured on something popular, or like he had a couple of his own songs. I would say like 2002, 2003 was like his poppin' years.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good ones. And what's dope too is like we have to make some type of playlist where it's like the songs
Yeah,
that we reference. I'll have to make
we
a playlist
should,
of like
dude.